How foot-shaped a shoe is lays on a spectrum. We've got shoes on one side of that spectrum that are only gonna fit very specific feet, and then we have shoes on the other side that are gonna allow for more foot shapes to fit in them. Today, we're talking about a shoe that I think is going to fit most people's feet. Hey folks, I'm glad you're here. My name is Chris, and this is the Sons of Sever YouTube channel where there's no such thing as bad weather, only bad gear. Today, my brother Eric and I are gonna be talking about the Wyde Hallux Active. It's our first review from Wyde, and I've had a ton of fun with this shoe. Again, in my opinion, one of the most allowing shoes out there when it comes to shape, maybe a little bit on the more extreme side when it comes to width, and the look may be a little bit shocking. One thing that I really want to point out here is the fact that this is one of the only shoes we've worked with where the big toe area really does point inward towards the body instead of sloping back like a more traditional shoe. We're gonna let you know whether or not we actually like that aspect of this shoe in this video. We're gonna bounce back and forth talking about our likes and our dislikes. There are timestamps down in the description if you wanna jump around to different parts of the video. And if there's something we don't bring up about this shoe that you wanted to know, let us know down in the comment section and we'll make sure to answer those questions for you. But for now, I'm gonna pass things over to Eric to get into his first like of the Wyde Hallux Active.
So the first thing that I really like about the Wyde Hallux is just how versatile of a shoe it's been for me this summer. With the way that it looks, it gives you that kind of Nike casual activewear look to it. So something that you can definitely wear out and about every single day. But then it also performs well in the gym, get a lot of good use out of it there. And we do think it's a pretty decent runner as well. Probably not your dedicated running shoe, but something that you could get away with in a pinch. So throughout the summer, we have used this in a bunch of different situations.
Getting into my first like for the Hallux Active, I want to talk about the stack height balance that we have in here. So it's a 10mm base stack height and a 4mm insole, so 14 overall if you're using those in combination with each other. The thing that I like about this is that this is the Hallux Active. It's not the Hallux Lift, it's not the Hallux Run, it's the Hallux Active. So it's going to be made to be well-rounded, and I found that it was. So 10mm is really nice and relatively minimal if you want to get close to the ground for something like deadlift, squat, stationary movements where you want something solid underneath your feet. But then you can throw that insole in, and this thing's actually pretty decent for running. I had people ask me in my comment section if this is a more minimal Ultra Escalante option. And I would say it feels very different, but it does a really good job because of how foot shaped it is, because of the sock-like stretchy upper, and because of that extra squish you get from that insole, which I found very, very comfortable. I think this thing has a very well-rounded stack height for an active shoe.
The next thing I really like about it is the upper material that they've used. It's this really nice knit upper, and so it's very breathable. Again, throughout the summer, this has been just a joy to wear because our feet have stayed cool. I like how soft it is on your foot, and I also really like the knit cuff that's around your ankle. It's very comfortable, very breathable, it's very soft, and it definitely keeps your feet cool.
The next like that I want to bring up for the Active is going to be this sock-like upper that they included. And one of the things that I really like about it is that it's actually pretty loose overall, but it still gives you that snug sock-like feel without being too low volume. What I mean by that is other sock-like constructions like this for an active shoe, like the Teardrop Zero as a perfect example, come in a little too low volume for a lot of people, a little too tight and squeezing your foot. With this, you get the comfort of the sock-like upper, but it's loose enough that you still need to use the laces in order to adjust that tightness. So I think you get the best of both worlds. Very adjustable, very comfortable, very breathable. Huge fan of this sock-like upper from Wyde.
And the last thing I really like about it is just those barefoot features that it has. Because of the shape that it has, it's one of the most barefoot shoes, or one of the most foot-shaped shoes that we've ever gotten on our feet. But you can definitely bend this thing in every way that you can imagine. So your feet are gonna function very properly and very naturally in this shoe. It's zero drop, so it's not gonna throw off your posture, and that wide toe box gives you plenty of toe splay. I'd be surprised to find too many people whose toes can't fully splay in this thing. So the barefoot features are definitely there.
The last like that I'm gonna bring up here for the Active is going to be the shape of it, like I touched on in the intro. This is a very foot-shaped shoe. Like I talked about before, that big toe tapers in towards the body instead of out like more traditional shoes. Now, something I'll say about this is a lot of people's feet aren't actually going to need that because a lot of us were stuffed into bad shoes to begin with. My toe personally does do a little bit of curving inward, which I don't want. I am actively working on getting my toe to go out like it is supposed to. Regardless, this is going to be a shape that allows for lots of foot shapes. From the person who has the very wide toe box that is more functional and healthy to the person who is working on it, like me. And I like that this kind of gives me a goal of a toe box that I could fill eventually. With our likes of the Hallux Active out of the way, it's time to get into our dislikes. But first, we want to mention we do have a link to the Wyde website down in the description. So if you're interested in checking them out, make sure to use that link to get over there. We think that Wyde is doing a good job in general. It seems like they're trying their best to take this very anatomical shape and make it stylish. And I think with this shoe, they did a pretty good job, and they're doing a good job with their other models. We'll probably be reviewing some more Wydes here on the channel in the future. Again, if you want to check out their website, make sure to use the link down in the description. Anytime we talk about a company that has a very wide anatomical toe box, we also want to talk about Creeper's toe socks, because in our opinion, a pair of good toe socks is the best way to take advantage of one of those nice wide toe boxes. We're a huge fan of Creepers in general. We love the materials they use. We love the function of their socks. We love how healthy they are for us overall. And now we have this beautiful boot sock that has a little bit more material at the heel. It is more of a mid-weight sock. So this thing is going to be fantastic for fall and winter. If you are throwing your feet in some hiking boots that hopefully have a really nice wide toe box, this will let you take full advantage of that footwear. If you're interested in checking out Creeper's toe socks, make sure to use the link down in the description. It'll auto apply a 10% off discount code if you choose to purchase anything.
So when it comes to my dislikes, I don't know if I really have something that I don't like about this shoe, but there's definitely a caution that you might want to pay attention to, and that is just the shape of it can be a little bit jarring. So if you're not used to the way that a barefoot shoe looks, then this is going to be a tough one to jump into from the beginning, because I think you might be kind of self-conscious about it. I know Chris and I got a few on our feet when we first started our barefoot journeys that we had a little bit more reservation towards. Now it's something that my eye has gotten used to, and something that you should be able just to get used to and deal with, because these are so healthy for your feet. That look shouldn't matter quite as much, but it is something that's a little bit jarring, especially with something that's this extra wide and this extra foot shape.
Getting into my dislikes for the Hallux Active, I really only have one, and it's a sizing issue. And I think this sizing issue is being exacerbated by this heel pad that we have at the back of the shoe. Now that thing is very comfortable. It does its job really well. It holds your heel into the shoe and it provides a little bit of padding back there. But the issue is it's pushing my foot forward in the shoe. So I went with a size 44 like I usually do for European sizing, and I could have gone up to a 45 and been a little bit more comfortable. I think when I'm running or just walking around in this thing, my big toe especially can totally bump the front of the inside of this shoe, and that's not going to be the most comfortable or most functional thing in the world. So if I had to pick one thing that I didn't like about this shoe, it would be that.
Okay, so when it comes to my final opinion of the Wyde Hallux, would I recommend this for other people? And I definitely would, as long as you are looking for something that's extremely foot-shaped and extremely minimal, then this is gonna fit the bill for you. If you want a shoe that's really versatile, that you can wear casually, you can wear to the gym, you can take on occasional runs, then this is definitely a good option for you. I think that most people's toes are going to be able to splay out completely with this extra wide toe box that we have there. It's really foot shaped, really cool thing they have going on at Wyde. We like them a lot.
Getting into my final opinion on the Wyde Hallux Active, would I recommend this to somebody who is looking for a barefoot style active shoe? I think I totally would. There are so many fantastic features about this shoe. Again, I love that stack height balance that allows you to get closer to the ground for more stationary movements, then add in a little bit more comfort with that insole if you decide you want to take it running or go for long walks. I love the upper construction on this with that sock-like upper, how they made it so it could allow for high volume or low volume feet. And then I love the shape of it as well. I think they really did a good job thinking through what this shoe was for and how it should fit most people's feet. Again, the only caveat there is going to be sizing. If you can get your sizing right with that heel pad taken into consideration, that it probably will shove your foot a little bit further forward. If you can account for that, then I think this is gonna be a solid shoe that's going to fit most people. I really enjoyed it, and I think you probably will too.
Folks, if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. All those things really help the channel out. If you're interested in any of the products that we talked about in this video, there will be links to them down in the description. If we have discount codes for any of those companies, they will be featured with the links. If you want to get more content from us, there are 3 different places you can get it. The first one is Patreon, where for $1 a month, you can get exclusive behind-the-scenes content we don't post anywhere else. If you want to be most up to date with what we are working on, make sure to follow us on Instagram, where we are constantly posting unboxing videos. Go follow us on Strava if you're interested in seeing mini reviews in real time of the products we're using and what we're using them for. Strava allows you to track and post about your different activities. We track and post about our runs, trail runs, hikes, paddleboarding, and weightlifting, and we do little mini reviews on the products we're using during those activities. Go follow us there, and we will follow you back. We appreciate your view, and as always, we will catch you in the mountains.